What if I told you this harbor hosts the most spectacular fireworks show on Earth? And that's only the beginning. This is Sydney Harbour, where architecture floats like sails, steel arches touch the sky, and every sunset feels unreal. Over 1 million people gather here each year for one single night, but the real magic happens every single day. Behind these iconic landmarks lies a story of bold ambition, controversy, engineering genius, and a city shaped by the sea. From the world-famous Opera House to the summit of the Harbour Bridge. Let me show you Sydney Harbour like you've never seen it before. Who comes to this edge of the world? And why does it feel like the beginning of something bigger than a journey? Today, we step into Sydney Harbour, where water meets wonder and architecture meets audacity. This is a story about ambition, celebration, and the rhythm of a city shaped by the sea. Stay with me, because this harbour doesn't just reflect the sky, it reflects the spirit of Australia itself. This is Port Jackson, better known to the world as Sydney Harbour. It's not just a body of water, it's the lifeblood of the city. For centuries, these shores have witnessed arrivals, departures, and dreams setting sail. Every ripple carries a whisper of history, waiting to be heard. There she is, the Sydney Opera House, bold and unmistakable. Designed by Danish architect Jørn Utzon, this masterpiece took 14 years to complete, defying critics and budgets alike. Today, it stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of fearless creativity. More than 1,500 performances a year breathe life into those sculpted sails. Listen closely, and you can almost hear the echoes of symphonies drifting across the water. Music, theater, opera. This is where stories are told beneath vaulted shells of imagination. The building feels alive, like a ship permanently docked yet forever sailing through culture. It reminds us that art, like the sea, is boundless. 3. Across the water stands its steadfast companion, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, affectionately called the Coathanger. Its arching steel frame has connected north and south since 1932. When it opened, it was the widest long-span bridge in the world. It's more than infrastructure. It's an embrace across the harbour. For the adventurous, the bridge offers a climb to its 134-meter summit. Up here, the harbour stretches endlessly, the Opera House glowing like a pearl below. There's a thrill in standing above it all, suspended between steel and sky. It's a reminder that perspective changes everything. Life around the harbour moves with a relaxed confidence. Locals sip coffee with views others only dream about. Ferries become daily rituals, not tourist attractions. Here, beauty isn't reserved for special occasions, it's woven into the everyday. As the sun lowers, Sydney Harbour transforms into a canvas of shifting color. The city exhales, and the water mirrors every hue. It's impossible not to pause in reverence. This is the hour when even the busiest hearts slow down. But the true magic begins after dark. Lights dance across the harbour like stars fallen to earth. Anticipation hums in the air, especially when the calendar turns toward its final page. Because here, New Year's Eve is not just celebrated, it's orchestrated. More than 1 million spectators line these shores each year. Millions more watch from across the globe. There's a shared heartbeat in the countdown, a collective breath held in unity. In this moment, the harbour becomes the world stage. Then, light. The sky ignites in brilliance, fireworks bursting from the bridge barges below. Cheers rise like a tidal wave of joy. It's impossible not to feel swept away by the spectacle. For a few dazzling minutes, time itself seems to sparkle. Each explosion paints fleeting masterpieces across the night. Reflections double the magic, turning water into liquid light. Strangers embrace, united by awe. This is the kind of memory that lingers long after the smoke fades. And yet, by morning, calm returns. The harbor resets as it always does. The confetti clears, but the feeling remains. Sydney Harbour teaches us that celebration and serenity can share the same horizon. Beneath these waters lies another world, thriving and unseen. The harbor isn't just scenic, it's alive. Its ecosystems pulse quietly beneath the spectacle above. Beauty here runs deeper than first glance. I remember my first ferry ride across this harbor. The wind tasted faintly of salt and possibility. With every approach toward the Opera House, excitement grew. Sydney has a way of making you feel both small and infinite at once.
La música vuela alto, como las palomas en el cielo azul.
The harbor's personality shines brightest in its people. Musicians, dreamers, wanderers, they all gather here. There's an openness in the air, an invitation to belong. It feels less like visiting a landmark and more like joining a living story. Even storms add drama to this stage. Rain sharpens the steel tones of the bridge and deepens the harbor's blues. The city doesn't retreat, it adapts. And somehow, the scene becomes even more cinematic. And just like that, light returns. Sydney Harbour thrives on contrast, calm and celebration, history and innovation. It's this balance that keeps travelers enchanted. Every visit reveals a different mood, a different masterpiece. Side by side, the Opera House and Harbour Bridge frame the harbor like guardians of ambition. One born of artistic daring, the other of engineering might. Together, they tell a story of vision realized. They remind us what happens when imagination meets determination. So who comes here and why? We come to witness a place where history, adventure, and beauty converge in every tide. Sydney Harbour is more than a destination. It's a feeling that stays with you long after you leave its shores. And as the light fades, one truth remains. Some horizons aren't meant to be chased. They're meant to be cherished.
Hey everyone, subscribe to my channel. Click and join the adventure. Thanks for watching. See you soon.